Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Northwest Craftsman. There's two things I'm going to need to apologize for today. One is going to be the noise. We're right in the middle of nut harvest right now, so there's trucks driving by left and right. The wash line's up and running, so it could be kind of noisy at different points during this episode. And then two, how messy my shop is right now. I'm right in the middle of building that bed frame, and so stuff is just kind of laid out and set up, so it's just going to be kind of messy. But if you guys want to see that video, it should be posted shortly, or at least the first part of that video should be posted shortly, so stay tuned for that. So today we're going to be talking about something that's really important around the shop, which is dust filtration. Now, I didn't have the money to drop on one of those overhead units or something that was a lot nicer, so I wanted to try and knock down the dust anyways. And one of the things that a lot of people around the Pacific Northwest were using during the recent fires was to throw like a MERV 13 or an FPR 10 filter on the backside of a box fan just to get some air moving through it, and it worked shockingly well. Here's what some of our filters look like after just a week. Yeah, it's pretty gross, pretty amazing how full those things can get. But for the shop, I wanted something that would just knock down the dust, so I don't need something quite as powerful or quite as fine as a MERV 13 or an FPR 10. So I grabbed some of the MERV 6s that we had from downstairs near the furnace room just to take some of the dust out of the air. And after a week of that being in the shop, this is what it pulled out. So this tells me two things. One, having this guy sit around is actually doing a good job taking dust out of the air. But two, it also tells me that my dust sealing around the shop, since I haven't been working in my shop this last week, is not quite as good as it could be. So I still need to figure out where that dust is coming in from, but for now we are taking it out of the air. So the problem that I faced is, what do I want to do about the filter? Because I don't really want to replace my filter on a week in, week out basis. And I knew that in other industries like automotive, they had washable filters. And when I went online looking for what kind of washable air filters I could get, I did find some electrostatic ones, but they were only rated to like FPR 4, and so they wouldn't take a ton out of the air. I may still look at one of those in the future, but I did find K&N, which does a lot of automotive filters, air filters, and oil filters. They have a washable HVAC filter that they just put together. Now, K&N is known for doing washable filters inside of the automotive realm, and there's a lot of debate about how effective they are, but there's a lot of people that swear by them, and they were a pretty good price, so I decided I would give it a shot. I got one of their 20 inch by 20 inch HVAC filters, so we're gonna pop it open and get it installed, and then I'll give you guys an update later to see how well it works. The filter itself, you're supposed to be able to go through, and you can see the dirty filter right here, and you're just supposed to be able to wash it with the hose, and this is supposed to last a lifetime. Now, this is a heftier filter than I was imagining, so I don't know, or it just feels heavier than I was imagining, so I don't quite know what the filter material is made out of, but I think it's gonna work really well. So let's get this guy installed real fast, and then we'll start it running. Well, there it is, super simple, super easy. There's not really much to it except for just slapping an HVAC filter on the back of a fan. And the reason I got the K&N was because it's lifetime, so I should be able to wash it out on a regular basis to make sure that I can continue using it and not just blow through a bunch of money trying to replace these filters all the time. If you guys really want to go through and do a lot of deep diving research, I did a little bit of that, and Shop Hacks has an excellent article. I'll go ahead and post a link down in the description. Phenomenal article, really well done. He had a particle counter, he had a whole bunch of different designs, had a couple of the overhead air filters, and then also a couple of like at-home design ones, this one being one of them, not with the lifetime filter, but with just a regular HVAC filter on there. And he went through, and it was shocking. The overhead filters did not do nearly as well as one of the homemade designs that he has, and he has the designs for sale. Highly recommend you go check it out. It's really interesting. Not sponsored at all by Shop Hacks, but he has some really phenomenal stuff in that article, so go ahead and check it out. If you guys have any questions, I mean, there's not really many questions about what I did here, but if you have any questions about why I chose to do what I did, go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. I am planning to make it a little bit more robust to hold that filter to the back rather than just using painter's tape. So if that's your question, there's your answer. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. All right, have a great one. Bye.